Hello YouTube. I will be answering the questions today. Why I stopped petitioning in California. I'll ask and answer the question, what is petitioning? And then I'm going to talk about how I came to begin to petition in the first place. So why I stopped petitioning essentially is because the petitions can be dishonest, misleading, untruthful. They can cite something to deal with helping children, and in reality, they have little to nothing to do with helping children. I'm going to give a few examples of petitions and how petitions can be dishonest. So, what does petitioning mean? It means gathering signatures on petitions so that these petitions can now go on the ballot so people can vote on them. In California, I did this roughly between 2000, early 2000 and 2004. I did it off and on for those 4 years, for about 4 years or so. I came to doing petitions, collecting signatures for petitions, registering people to vote in early 2000 out of desperation. I had just got out of a homeless shelter I had been living in for a year and a half. They had booted me out on the street. My siblings had taken me in and helped me get on my feet. So, being someone who struggles with mental illness, right now I am on SSI. I tend not to function well in a typical job setting. Collecting signatures is not a typical job. It's a hustle job. A person goes, stands in front of a grocery store, and they ask people, "Sir, would you like to sign a petition for this? Ma'am, would you like to sign a petition for this?" And a person gets paid like $1 or $2 on average per signature. The person has to be a registered voter in the state of California or in the county. If it's a county-wide, they have to live within that county. If it's city-wide, they have to live within that city. Statewide, I'm not sure how this works in other states. Because I was in a desperate situation and really, I wasn't able to function. I was not able to work a 9 to 5. And I needed that money. I really needed that money. I really didn't want to know what the petition said. There'll be like a front page to the petition. It will collect an average of 10 signatures. A lot of y'all know this already. You have to sign, print, and address. Your voter registration status, all of that stuff will be verified. The front of the petition will say something really catchy above the signatures. And that's what I would pitch. That's what we would all pitch. The most positive. And sometimes it would be, "Help the children! The children of California! They need your help. Will you help the children of California? 'Cause they need your help." Ooh. The angels started singing. So I didn't really read these petitions. I had one petition, this is one of the 3 petitions I'm going to mention, that supposedly was for more funding for school buses for children. The longer version of the petition is usually on the back of the petition. The opposite side, the underside of where the signatures go is on the other side. So if people want to read a more detailed description so they know what they're signing, they can. Most people don't read. They're just being helpful because they know we hustling. Some of the petitions will fold out, so it's sort of multiple sheets. The petition for school buses folded out 4 times. So it was the size of a poster. It would be like putting 8 sheets of paper together. The reason was because there was that much to that petition in terms of what it was about. One day I decided, what the hell am I asking people to sign? Maybe I ought to read this, right? Read beyond just the little 1 paragraph catchy headline, right? So I began to read this petition, and I began to read, and I began to read, and I began to read. The petition was all pork. I'm like, where's there school buses or children in this petition? I don't know how far I read before I encountered a little thing that had to do, basically, and the children will get a little bit of money the children will get a little bit of money for some school buses. That's what it said. The rest of it was just pork. This person will get money. This agency will get money. This person's gonna not be honest in how they get their money, and this company's ultimately gonna get the money for this project for this politician. I thought, wow, this is immoral. This is really not cool. It's unethical. It's legal, but it really pushes the limits of ethics. That was one of the petitions where I said, I really can't do this anymore. I can't morally do this anymore. The work was hard. I have struggled with interacting with people because of my mental illness. At that time I was more stable and could do it, but I wouldn't want to do it now even if I had the mental stability, because it's immoral. To me, some of the petitions are honest, certainly. There was another one that I had worked where it was a citywide petition, a small little city that had this big plant that recycled human waste, poop. Something that I'm in favor of. I believe it can be done safe. It can be turned into fertilizer. I don't have any problem with it. I went to the facility. Yes, the facility stunk. It stunk. But the part of the facility that really turned it into compost, I think is what it's called, smelled just like compost. One wouldn't have known if it had come from cow dung or human dung. Wouldn't nobody have known, because it all smells the same. The part where they took in this partially broken down human waste, that part, and I'm not quite sure I can remember what all that looked like, but it was a ferocious on your nostrils, okay? Made your nose run and made your nose bleed. So they wanted to expand this company, and they needed to have the people in the city that was near it sign a petition that they were okay with this. They wanted to expand, but part of the expansion meant that they would also put it all indoors. So the way we pitched this, I believe this is how we were told to pitch it, was this is a petition for them to have to cover up that poop factory. And in reality, it was more about them expanding. So we don't get rid of the smell. I didn't work that petition long. I'm not sure why. I don't think it was because it was somewhat, the way we pitched it wasn't really that honest. Something came up, and the few signatures that I got, I just gave to my friend. I was working with a lady together on this petition. There weren't many of us. It paid well, though. It was like $5 or $6 a signature. And then the most infamous one, an African-American woman, she wouldn't sign my petitions because the ERA petition, which is a really controversial petition, is supposedly equal rights amendment. What it was trying to do was take away affirmative action so that African Americans, Native Americans, people of color who are underrepresented in the universities don't have any extra help. That's what that petition was all about. So she had told me that a white male had gotten her to sign it and pitched it as though it was equal rights for all people, for you, for people of color, for me. And in fact, it was not. It really was to take away our rights, to make some kind of a small effort to advance economic equality so that we as people of color aren't just living in the ghetto or on Native American reservations where they don't have indoor plumbing, they don't have running water, they don't have electricity. On many reservations they do not. Most reservations do not have casinos. Thank you very much. So they could be very dishonest, and we as people who was hustling, we could be dishonest. Well, it wasn't always the case, but we could be. So that's why I stopped doing petitioning as a profession. So this is just something about my life that I wanted to share with you. If you got to this point because you are a warrior, please like, subscribe, share, commercials, comment on my videos, do one or more. Thank you.